Hello there, beloved Ascension pioneers. I have so many things to share today, so welcome to another video with me, Puluna. And well, I really do have much to share and much is happening, but let's start at the beginning. This is what I wrote on Facebook today. It feels like the whole planet is collectively releasing something. I feel such a supportive energy for this, and I'm penetrating through to even more clarity as I myself am shedding the old and releasing it with tears. Tears are a natural way for us humans to cleanse the old toxins, which are not just physical, but emotional and mental as well. For me, I can sit in nature for hours and just observing everything to transpire and make room for the new. This is how it needs to be, for that is the natural law of compensation. Only when we fully radiate with the new, we can also track that in our physical reality. So don't be afraid of embracing your inner feelings with love and awareness as you let go and surrender to the new. It is all about surrendering to simplicity, and that is all for our highest good anyway. It is now time for the divine feminine energy to show the way. And our beloved Mother Earth is clearing and making room for the new as well. So let's feel her. Let's step into oneness that we already are. Well, this is what I wrote, and there's just feelings inside me that I can't just explain with words. Sometimes it's hard, to express yourself this way when you have so much intensity happening within you. So yesterday, it was a huge energy day. And I'm talking to people, as you know, all around the world, all confirming the same thing. Many people around the world are in their crying days and weeks now. And it's just something so beautiful at the same time. And I will share this as I go further along in this video. So because of that reason, because of that intensity, in the afternoon, I was guided to go out, like in nature. First half of the day, I was just sitting here, on my balcony on the sun, just, the intensity. And if you have been following me on Facebook, I have said that this intense wave has hit me in the middle of the night in my second chakra. It was such huge cramping, It wasn't even those days yet of the year. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I was fearing for a moment what that is, what that intensity is, although the inner voice already said, don't worry, it has to do with the new and your new body template. But we still, as humans, sometimes we fear something's wrong. So because of that, I was just resting the first half of the day. And the second half of the day, I just went out. So what happened was, I was crying, I was releasing, I was going through some things that were still kind of stuck, into this reality field that I'm creating, that we are creating for ourselves. And I'm thinking, you cannot fully magnetize the new if there's still something there, even if it's just a tiny percentage. So that's why these days, these highly potent energy days, and you can feel it in the weather as well. Yesterday was steaming hot, opposing to the, just a few weeks ago, we still had winter here. And it was just so hot. It was just like that hot, moisty day, when you just feel that after this, there's going to be wind and rain, which will purge, which is happening now. But it was just such intensity. And these days are actually gifts for us from the divine because we're being emptied out, all of us. So what was happening, I just went to my meadow. I went into the woods. I just sat at the tree. I look at a tree and I asked the tree, why is it so simple for you? Why is it so complicated for us humans? And the tree simply responded, the energy-wise, because we're a different form of creation. Humans are a more complex form. So we go through our stages of evolution in another way. We feel in another way. And I was asking the tree, why is it so simple? They're there in nature, standing together, always sharing, always in communion, although each tree needs to stand on its own, has its own roots, its own firm foundation. At the same time, they're sharing. So I was asking, why, as humans on this planet right now, we're all scattered around the planet. And it's still sometimes so hard to build that connection also physically. We're connected. And because we need to develop our own roots first. So I was just sitting at the tree. And then I took my camera, and I didn't want to record anything for you, for pioneers. I said, at this time, I'll make a self-note. So like a note to myself. And I was recording, and I was just saying such deep words after my crying session. What was coming out was just so deep just for me. And I realized, wait a minute, I'm just channeling something for myself. So this was a part of my releasing process, not just crying. And of course, I made this game that totally shifted me into my presence and my playful nature. I started, playing with the twigs, with the sticks and just doing this game. It was just so fun. Momentarily, in the moment, I fell back in that presence. So this was part of the process, and I started recording, and all that came out was basically a message that I want to share with you today. But first of all, I would like to say to all of you who are corresponding with me and with other pioneers and other fellow light beings, this is such a time right now that really is important for us to let go of everything. For example, it's not just about the aspect of crying because you're crying out of ego. You're crying because your mental, emotional, like I said, physical, all of the toxins are being purified through the chemistry of our body, which tears are part of this chemistry, how we basically formulate a new template. We release, and then new type of energy is being formed. So for those of you who still feel that crying is a sense of weakness, it's not true. Crying is your natural mechanism of releasing and creating new chemistry for yourself, because our body templates are shifting, so new chemistry is being created. So every time you cry, why do you feel so good after it? Because you release certain hormones. You release certain, like serotonin is also being released after that. You know, sometimes you say, oh, my head hurts after I'm crying, because there was such immense energy. You know, it's being pushed through you. It's being released through you that, it feels like a pressure. Because before you were just building up, and now it just released and it feels intense. And this is such a crucial part of our ascension journey, because literally our energy, how I heard this recently, it has to do something with the sacred ointment. It's being released through us, you know, through our highest essence, and then being flown through our body up to the very first chakra of ours, to ground us into this new presence. So what is happening now is this void is being created, this huge void that all of us, including me, you know, and I was saying this in my video to myself, people think when they look at you, you're a pioneer because you're sharing everything, you're paving the way. Doesn't, you know, it's always easy for you. It's not easy. None of us has this easy, because we cannot take a piggyback ride and just, you know, jump steps. We all have to do this as a part of internal process. And like I said, it has to do with devotion and you plugging into it and really wanting this and being on this ascension journey to you know, embody your highest potential and to go along with the divine feminine energies anchoring on the planet right now. So what is happening, a lot of that old is being released through that void. And for me in my life, like I said, it also isn't being easy, because for me right now, where I am, I'm being totally emptied out. You know, sometimes they say you have to lose everything to totally start from zero, from scratch. And this is what 2012 Gateway was about, the 0 point. Also in our physical lives. You know, first the energy activates, then you go through different levels. In the end, the physical level will always follow. And a lot of us were saying, but nothing really changed in the physical. It's all the same. It's all about inner changes, internal changes. Yes, because in divine creation, everything takes time. Time is an illusion, but in physical reality, time is also part of this creation. And we need to understand the principles of time as well as they apply in this realm. So a lot of us were in this mode when we kept saying, but it's so intense, but nothing changes. I'm only shifting internally, nothing shifts and changes externally. Like the things you wish for just don't come, and the things you were hoping for, they just, you know, go away. Because what's happening now, like I said, in my own life, nature has totally cleansed me. I've lost, I mean, I don't even have a car right now. The house I was hoping for, it's just not there. I've ended a relationship, basically transformed it into something very beautiful and new, which is a gift and blessing. But it's like the old ways of what we were striving for through still so much of the masculine energy, which is all about the seed and planting and fertilizing and putting intentions and putting all of that. Now we need to come to the other spectrum of the infinity symbol spiral, which is the feminine and the masculine co-creating as one, flowing as one. So we've been denying the divine feminine energies on this planet for far too long. And this part of the releasing process is directly linked to that. We're learning how to fully surrender and let go of everything, being completely spaced out, without clue what's going to happen next, so that our desires will only be focused on what is true and authentic. So soul essences, beauty, grace, wisdom, simplicity, peace, love, compassion, devotion, all of that. I'm just naming a few, you name it. And the thing is, in my own life, there's been this like major breakthrough point. Every breakthrough comes after a breaking apart, so to say, when something falls apart. And you basically need to go deep within and ask yourself, what was the foundation that you were building that on anyway? Was it really coming from your soul matrix? Was it really coming from your highest soul potential? Or was it coming from something that you feared it won't happen anyway, so you try to control it? Well, the era of the divine feminine now is emptying out so that we, once again, as human species, learn to be, to create from our magnetism just by being all of that, to create through embracing and acceptance, not force, controlling, and always doing, and striving for and pushing forward something, because that is not aligned with the divine feminine energies. This humanity in general, in the last couple of, thousands of years probably, was more focused and directed to creating through divine masculine. And there was just this, it's not even divine because we have corrupted it so much. Now the divine feminine is taking over. And then the divine masculine can follow and they can dance and dance together as one. So the divine feminine can once again show all that was corrupted, that was distorted, that is just not true divine masculine energy as it is in creation, but the distorted version of it. So that we can flow once again back to the primal state of true essence. And that's why a lot of people now feel that things are being taken away from them and they don't know where to go next. But nothing is taken away from you. You're simply entering another state of being. If you have so chosen, you're entering this new theater where you need to go deep within and see what are true ways of spirit, what are true ways of soul, how do you really work in the new, how do you really flow with energies in the new. And that's why it's so important to go out of nature, because Mother Earth is a direct representative of divine feminine. And when you merge yourself with it and with all nature, and just like I said, sometimes it just could just sit there, not just always walk and hike, sometimes just sit there, just observe, just be. And you will see how things start flowing again. And when I was recording that video yesterday, I was just saying these words. It used to be so simple. I was remembering back, the old days when I started doing this video. I was out in nature in my meadow and it was all about simplicity. And Mother Nature once again said, it is all about simplicity. You don't need all of that externally because in the end, it's not important anyway. And there was butterflies and bumblebees flying all over me. And I was just feeling this profound blessing that thank you for emptying me out, because when you have a higher understanding for it, you will totally see what it serves for. And there's another gift coming. I have to speak about a little to mention the part of the ego, the mind that keeps telling you, oh, you've done this yourself, you have pushed yourself, it's your fault, it's you who doesn't get it, you're bad, you don't understand things. It keeps telling you, this inner saboteur. So by listening and believing this voice, we ignore our divine guidance. And humanity has been doing this pause button, basically stop button, and has been doing it over and over again up until the point that we totally lost our connection to our inner guidance. So that's why a lot of the people, including myself, who have very strong divine remembrance on here right now, sharing these messages and giving, support, energetic support through love, to show you that this connection was always there. It's just that the stop button was being pushed too long. And you kind of forget this voice, because the other voice, the voice of the mind, the voice of the rational, the ego, the inner saboteur, it became so predominant, so prevalent, that you believed in it. So I was talking about this yesterday with my dear friend, how this voice can be strong, and only by you listening to it, you fall into it, you associate yourself with it, and you cannot see through the veils of illusion. And basically when people say to other people, oh, you're an illusion, you don't see clearly, they're just saying this to themselves, because no one knows for you better than yourself. You will know once you, deeply observe through awareness whether you're coming from an illusion, because you'll feel confused, you'll feel misled, you won't know things, you'll be like all spaced out. That's fine, that's a phase. When you'll be in your truth, in your soul truth, and remember, there is one truth, but there's also your individualized soul truth. It's different for everyone. You feel inside what your soul has chosen. So when you're not aligned with that, you hurt, you wound yourself, you go against yourself. And when others tell you, yeah, you don't know, you're an illusion or you're projecting, it's not true, because you do know for yourself how you feel. And when you're in awareness, you wouldn't say that to other people, because that's their business to take care of. It's up to them to deep, dig deep into their own inner realms and research on their own what they are feeling and where that's coming from. That's their job, and yours is yours. So when you're saying these words to another, don't do it, because you can only be focused on you. You can only feel for yourself. And when a lot of the people have been telling you all your life, you're doing it wrong, you're an illusion, you don't know, this is how it's supposed to be. You have been ignoring this voice for so long, so no longer this is true. No wonder this is happening. No wonder we're being spaced out. So once again, all that is not authentic can be not taken away from us, or that we lose things. But this void is being created so this silence can once again enter our being, so we can once again hear the voice of our soul. And when it will speak to you, you will always feel radiant and peaceful. And you will know, even though you don't have results in the physical yet, you will know. And don't ever stop trusting that voice. Because, when people tell you, you're an illusion, you know what? The only illusion you will ever be in is the illusion of not listening to your own inner voice. That's the only illusion we were ever in. Not trusting ourselves, not being our own guide. So that is the only illusion. And if someone ever tells you that, someone ever accuses you, you're not right, you're projecting, why do you do this? You're an illusion. Remember one thing, they're speaking those words directly to themselves, because all is a mirror. Whatever we define about another, we're actually giving messages to ourselves. But the important thing is your messages from your soul, how it speaks to you, because the moment you embrace it fully, without the mind chatter, without that inner saboteur, you will feel such inner freedom. And that's what this releasing phase is now in our lives. It's a grand blessing, everyone. It might feel challenging at times, because it's like, remember, you know this your whole life and you associate with it, and then something new comes and it's like, oh, but that's all I've ever known. Yeah, but we're constant change, we're a spiral, so we can adapt very quickly. Human being is a very adaptable being. It's just us thinking we're stagnant that kind of prevents us from moving into that change, from shifting. So remember this, you're always where you need to be in your inner development, and you're releasing because of a grander purpose. It's not that everything is being taken from you, it's that it's being replaced by something that is truly in alignment with your soul. And that's what this year is about. It's about inner integration of our souls. And that's why I did the soul embodiment light activation, because it is so important to embrace it. And again, let me say this, it's a blessing. The divine feminine energy is very different to what we've known. And a lot of the New Age teachers, which I rather call the old age, basically, they were a lot speaking about this, to manifest, to do, to strive, to just be this being that needs to work, to do, to achieve something, to be, to motivate yourself. There's so many motivators who are speaking those words. But let me say something to you. If you're still going to follow that road and wish to be aligned with the new energies, and if you will deeply feel Earth where she's at, you will know why she's doing the clearing, and why you're also guided to, if you want to shift with her planetary body, you will also be invited to do the same. And the old ways no longer work. That's why I'm speaking so much about it and going through it myself, because I know how it feels. But I shift fast. I'm one of those fast shifters, and I see things and I know what I need to speak about. Spirit tells me, because this is what is important right now. And a lot of you who are now watching this video know this. You feel it. You feel it deep inside. It's like something great is coming. You don't see it yet, but you just still have to keep trusting. It's not about the years. How many years does it take for me to embody my soul fully? How many years for me to achieve this? It's not about that. It's about you to stepping into, inviting yourself into your space right now. It can be like this. And the more we will keep resisting it, the more we will want to, again, still swim against the current. We will miss the point of the Divine Mother calling us back and saying, rest assured, my beloved child. You are grace. That's why through grace, everything is already as it should be, already taken care for. But if you swim and hold tight and push against, you'll not see it because you make so many movements that you cannot see. So that's where we're invited to go into that stillness, to inner retreat, to once again reconnect and hear the voice of our soul. That's what's happening this year, especially this first part of it. And don't forget, crying is really important. It is really important because it has to do with our shifting the chemistry of our body. Because we're shifting in our light bodies, phase by phase, our chemistry is changing. We're, as human beings, we're chemical beings, and our chemistry is changing, and we need to embrace, therefore, the things in our bodies that are chemical processes. If we push them aside, we're just prolonging it until next time. So we need a lot of this self-patience, trust, and divine integrity to yourself, to your soul. No matter what anyone else says, we have to start trusting that feeling again. Like I said, the only illusion you were ever in was the illusion of not trusting your inner guidance, of your voice of the soul that knows what it chose. Especially at this time. It's a very special time on earth. Many people are now saying, wow, the veils are thinning. It's like all the dimensions are felt more strongly, and people just feel energies. People even record energies right now. I've seen this. Are recording energies, how they're amplifying. A lot of people know how to do this. And we don't need proof. We feel it. You just feel how everything's coming up to the surface. Wow. And it's a collective thing. It's a beautiful thing. I'm wishing you a beautiful journey, my beloved pioneers. I'm sorry this video wasn't as it's supposed to be, like in nature, because I record the second one too for the pioneers, because a friend asked me to do one and about message from Gaia and the planetary message. But I ended up cutting off my face, so I knew that wasn't meant to be. I guess I needed to sleep on it a bit too first. It's how it is in the new, patience, trust, integration. So all follows next. Enjoy yourself until the next time, and I'll talk to you soon. Love you much. Bye.